This was a very difficult video to make. One, I can piss some people off, and two, some might not even care to watch and just jump straight to the angry comments. But I'll do my best to get my point across regardless. Here we go. After some conversations over the years about games and how people play them, how I play them, and in multiple times actually being called an idiot if I don't do this or that, it finally hit me. Gamers have a real problem to solve. Developers create games that have these sets of rules, and we know to follow and play the game as the devs intended. A great example of this is Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord, a great RPG game where, like in most other games, there are of course exploits, metas, game-breaking strategies, or tricks that destroy many of the rules and barriers the devs created for multiple reasons, if you played it the way they intended you to. Personally, I play within the world of the game, follow the rules, and be a character in the game, playing against the other characters in the game, not be me just playing against the game seeking to beat it. My sense of enjoyment comes from the fact that I am placed in the game world, play against other characters in that world, and figure out ways to beat them within the sets of rules and the reality both me and the game characters are in. Beating them, but not the game. This often leads to comments like, "That's not even hard, just do this meta and win," or "This guy doesn't even know how to use this exploit and make this a non-issue." Some are just comfortable with exploits and metas these days and get surprised others just actually want to play the game. A great contributor to this issue is most videos, guides, and articles describing how to progress and surpass some obstacle generally refer to highly game-breaking metas and exploits, things you can do that break the rules of the reality you and the game's characters are supposed to adhere to instead of actually using in-world strategies. Another good example of this was New World. Before the game was released, the internet was already flooded with videos and guides telling everyone to progress faster, ignore almost everything the game has, and get to 60 now. And it seriously shocked me. It was like this beautiful and detailed world didn't exist, and we were only playing the game to beat it and everyone else. Admittedly, I also kind of fell for this a little as I tried to progress as fast as possible while still taking in the multiple things the game had to offer. I was not the fastest by a mile and lost a lot of time, sometimes just standing near a cliff or a point of interest and just staring at it and really taking the beauty and the atmosphere of the game. And oh boy, can it really be awesome. Now, of course, as I did this, almost everyone was just running by, blitzing through the quests and areas to get to that level 60 as fast as possible, ignoring so much the world the devs built that maybe it does not really matter for a lot of players. Now, I get that quests or tasks get them repetitive, and sometimes you just want to get them done as fast as easily as possible to get to the next interesting part of the story or the next area. But in general, this is not the why people were just rushing through. It was all about the destination. The journey didn't really matter. Gaming has come so far that game designers create these new realities for us. Worlds so large and beautiful, they're almost ridiculous in scale and detail. Full-blown universes with endless opportunities and possibilities. Breathtaking scenes that make you forget about the monitor, mouse, keyboard, or controller you're using to explore them. In comparison, it would be like taking a walk along a nice coastal road to take in the scenery, nature, and the beauty of all of it from, say, one seaside village to the next because I'm going to get some coffee or something. And almost every car passing by me shouts, "You idiot, why are you walking? Just drive there and you'll always get there faster, loser." It seems most of us are only really concerned about the destination, the end screen, instead of actually playing the game and going along for the ride, living an adventure in these worlds created for our enjoyment as we travel through them. And those same devs, after creating enormous and stunning galaxies like in No Man's Sky, have to live with people just scum loading and breaking into the save system to spawn endless items, for example. Or BSG creating this brutal and immersive experience in Escape from Tarkov and having to deal with cheaters, players exploiting the living shit out of it, or having to deal with the boring staleness the game gets when it's all about the meta and everything else is just garbage. And then when the devs actually try to deal with the broken things player used to their unfair advantage, stuff the devs did not want in the game at all, they're taking away all the fun. Sometimes we can be our worst enemies, and in gaming, this is very true today. Games get used, abused, broken, finished, put back on the shelf way too fast, and we just move on to the next. I guess what I'm trying to say here is, in a world where we already have so much rush, jobs, social life, families, emergencies, traffic sucking away our joy of life daily, maybe we should take these other worlds, these other realities, these games introduce us to, and just take our time. Don't just break them, beat them, but immerse yourselves in them, experience them, win and lose in them. Get to know these worlds, what drives them, what are the possibilities and stories hidden in them? What can you do in this whole new world the devs invited you to be a part of and enjoy? If you have an opinion to share, you can do so in the comments. Just please be respectful. Also, leave a like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.